Today, Field Trip Nation is visiting Como Conservatory in St. Paul, Minnesota, where we'll explore a variety of tropical and subtropical plants surprisingly found in a deciduous biome. We'll also learn about the unique relationship between St. Paul and its sister city, Nagasaki, Japan, and how that has influenced the bonsai collection, Japanese garden, and tea garden. Finally, we'll spend some time relaxing in the Sunken Garden and the Palm Dome. Now we're in the Fern Room, and ferns are vascular plants, which are plants with xylem, sort of the veins and arteries of plants, and phloem, the sap or sort of the blood of plants that reproduce via spores, and they also don't have seeds, nor do they have flowers. Ferns first showed up in the fossil record about 360 million years ago in the Middle Devonian period, but most of the species we see today didn't appear until around 145 million years ago during the Cretaceous period. These are examples of mosses. Um, some of the first bryophytes were liverworts, and they probably appeared in the Ordovician period about 425 million years ago. Bryophytes are non-vascular, basically meaning that they don't have xylem, they don't have phloem. They basically just have cells that have liquid within the cell moving around and conducting nutrients and water circulating throughout the cell. The Sunken Garden is reserved for flower shows, and flowering plants are also known as angiosperms. Angiosperms are seed-producing plants. They're similar to gymnosperms, which are conifers, pine trees, and the like. Angiosperms produce flowers, seeds, and produce fruits that contain the seeds. The ancestors of flowering plants split off from gymnosperms, which produce seeds but did not flower, in the Triassic period about 245 million years ago, and the first flowering plants showed up about 160 million years ago. This is the palm dome, and within the palm dome are the first modern family of monocots. Monocots are making only one embryonic leaf and looking sort of grass-like. And they appear in the fossil record about 80 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period. This is an example of cycads, and cycads are rare palm-like tropical and subtropical plants. They've been around for about 200 million years, and they can grow to over 12 meters. The Ordway gardens contain bonsai and a traditional Japanese tea house and a traditional Japanese garden. The garden and the tea house are closed for the winter, but they're open the rest of the year. In 1955, Nagasaki, Japan, and St. Paul, Minnesota became the first sister cities. Were able to grow and build and shape the Japanese traditional gardens at Como Conservatory. These are some traditional implements used for a Japanese tea ceremony. These are some traditional bonsai tools used for pruning, gardening, maintaining, and shaping the bonsai over their lifetime, and it could be many decades that these trees live. Within the Ordway Gardens is the Bonsai Room, and the bonsai have been cultured here for more than 30 years. They are no more than half a meter tall. This is a China boy holly. It is a broadleaf evergreen or conifer, also a gymnosperm, and it grows to 3 meters normally were it not a bonsai. Here we have a Japanese boxwood, also a broadleaf evergreen, gymnosperm, and it can grow up to 2.5 meters. And just like all the other bonsai cousins in the bonsai room, this is a broadleaf evergreen. It's a boxwood. It can grow up to 1.2 meters. This Kingsville boxwood is a broadleaf evergreen also, and it can grow up to 0.3 meters were it not a bonsai. This little leaf boxwood is a broadleaf evergreen and can grow up to 1.2 meters. This is a rosemary plant, the same plant you would use for cooking. It is an evergreen and can grow up to 1 meter. Also used in cooking, this sweet bay is a broadleaf evergreen and can grow up to 9 meters tall. This beauty is a Buddhist pine, which is also a broadleaf evergreen and can grow up to 20 meters tall. This specimen is basically about 0.5 meters tall. In the North Garden are primarily economic plants, plants that are used for medicine, plants that are used for food, plants that are used for weaving textiles, and these plants, and also flowers. And these plants can be pitcher plants, which is similar to the Venus flytrap plant. There's cinnamon, there's bananas, there's ginger, there's cacao, papaya, citron, breadfruit, oranges, coffee, black pepper, tamarind, agave, and many, many, many other plants. Thanks so much for joining me today as we toured the Como Conservatory. If you would like more information about the plants, biomes, and other topics, as well as lessons discussed today, please visit the links in the description below. Additionally, if you could subscribe to this channel, that'll help me be able to provide you with more field trips, and have a sweet day.